Hi, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. And as the thumbnail said, I might die tomorrow. And this is a realization that I've just come to as a result of what's going on in between Russia and Ukraine. Our world is in a position it's never been in before. I can reflect back and having had this feeling before. It was when I was 10 years old in roughly 1953, 1954, when I lived in Champaign, Illinois. As I say, I was 10 years old. And I remember very clearly seeing an airplane fly over, and I wondered if I was going to die that day. I wondered if that was a Russian airplane and they were going to drop a nuclear bomb on us, and I was going to die. I didn't know. I just came to that realization again today. 3 weeks ago, I was planning on living an extra 10 to 25 years as a result of genome sequencing and genome editing, and that they would take the cancer that I'm quite sure that is potentially in my body. They would take the Alzheimer's that's probably in my body and take it out through genome editing. But now I might die tomorrow because we have worked ourselves into a situation that has put us in tremendous jeopardy. And I think it is very evident as to what has happened, why it happened, and what needs to happen. And the question is, can we get it done? And if we can't, what's going to happen there? And that's what I want to talk about in this video. And in essence, what I'm aware of or become aware of, I'm not the only one who has addressed this and recognized this. And that's why the stock market is crashing. Because there is more than me who realizes we might die tomorrow. So it's a kind of a downer video, but I think it will put some things into perspective so that if we do, in fact, live tomorrow, you'll have a better idea as to how to invest your money in the future if we get through this. So I'm not a financial advisor anymore. I gave up my license in 2005 when I sold my business. But I do have some knowledge I think I want to share with you. And in particular today, I have some thoughts that I think you need to consider. We'll get right to it.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Grinkmeyer.
As I said, when I was 10, 11 years old, we used to go to school and we used to practice duck and cover because there was a true threat, a realization that we had nuclear warfare, Russia had nuclear warfare. That was about, I think, the only people who had it. China, I don't think, had it at that point. And the Russian leaders were basically saying that we're going to bury the United States. As a result of some misguided promises that maybe we made to Russia as we disassembled the Soviet Union, and now some reneging on those promises, we've worked ourselves into a position that we are a moment away from nuclear warfare. We're negotiating now with Turkey to trade them some Russian airplanes that they could give to Ukraine, and we would replace them with American airplanes. And now Ukraine would have pilots that could fight the Russian pilots. Well, that pushes Vladimir one step closer to pushing the button, and we could have nuclear warfare. And the market recognizes that, and the market is reacting to it. How did all this happen? Well, as I said, nuclear warfare was pretty much an agreed, I won't do it if you won't do it, until we worked ourselves into a position that we were dependent on Russia, that the NATO nations were dependent on Russia for their oil. Now, why did that happen? We have the capability to produce all the oil we need, as well as all the oil that Europe needs, but Russia could sell it to us cheaper. And so we allowed ourselves to get in a dependency position with our arch rival, our arch enemy, a group of people who have openly said, we want to bury you. We did the same damn thing with China. We as Americans are not willing to pay for what we want if we can get it cheaper, even if it means we give up our security. Even if it means we give up the position of being independent, thus that someone can't blackmail us and put us in a precarious position. And that's what we did with China over all kinds of things, everything from running shoes to TVs to computer chips to Apple phones to semiconductors. We basically said our labor's too expensive. And so we're not going to pay our people to make what someone else can make cheaper. We'll let them struggle on their own to survive. And if we have to, we'll print money and create some social welfare programs so that they can stay alive. Whereas if we had kept manufacturing in the United States, yeah, we might have polluted the air a little bit more, but we would have found a way to get around that. We would have developed nuclear energy rather than saying, oh, well, let someone else do that. We gave away our security, both to China and to Russia. We can make all the oil we need and probably all the oil that Europe needs through fracking and through through using government lands that have oil underneath them. But we chose to take a different way. And as a result of that, we are now in a very precarious position. As I say, we are in a position right now that we are questioning the sanity of the man who has access to the button that can launch nuclear warfare. We have another man in North Korea who would probably jump right in with them and say, you send yours, I'll send mine, they can't stop us all. Is that a reality? I don't know. Is that what's affecting the stock market? Yes, it is. It's not inflation. Inflation will go away. We can make inflation go away through the use of technology. We've just got to get there. And right now, that's at jeopardy. So what do you and I do? We recognize what is happening and what has to happen in order to make sure it never happens again. We embraced the global economy. Well, as we embraced the global economy, some unintended consequences came with it. And they are China, who we are dependent upon, and Russia, who we now learn we are dependent upon. If I had told you 2 months ago that we were buying oil from Russia, what would you have said? No, we're not. That's stupid. Why would we be buying oil from Russia? Because the key word in that statement is stupid. We have some legislators, some decision makers who we vote into office, and they're stupid. They'll do anything and everything for your vote and for the lobbyists' money to keep them in power. And when I say we, I mean those of us who out here who don't really get a vote. It's just like here in Birmingham, in Alabama. We have a democracy, Yeah, we have a two-party system, but there's no Democrats running for any office because our state is a red state. So the idea of democracy is fine if you have candidates running for office who represent your best interests. And they don't. And they haven't. They have given our jobs away. I mean, look at Detroit. Look what they have done to Detroit. They gave the jobs away. Now, some of it is misgotten positions by unions, by labor. We have put ourselves in a precarious position. If you don't know what duck and cover is, Google it, because you may need it within the next couple weeks. I hope not. But I think as an investor and I don't want to say an investment advisor because I am not your financial advisor, you need to recognize why the stock market is crashing. It has nothing to do with inflation right now. It has nothing to do with interest rates. It has to do with fear. And it is well-placed fear. And the question is, and you need to answer it, who put us there? I put us there because I got tired of paying $125 for my son's running shoes back in 1970, and I rejoiced when Nike took their plants to China and brought the cost of those shoes down to $75 a pair. We did it to ourselves. Now the key is, will we learn from our mistakes? Will we forget about the global economy and build the U.S. economy? We have everything we need to do it. We just got to have the willpower to do it. We got to embrace the technology to do it, and then become the social, economic, and military power that controls their own destiny. Don't worry about controlling the rest of the world. Control the destiny of the United States. Bring manufacturing back to our country using robotics, technology, and 3D printing. Bring every element of security back to our country. If you didn't watch 60 Minutes and see the piece on cybersecurity and the repetitive prediction that if we don't get hit by a nuclear weapon, we're going to get hit by cybersecurity. We have to take care of this. We have to put the money where it's needed to make this work. That's my take on the world today. Then Paul Harvey used to say something about make it a better world. I don't know. But we need to work together on this. I'm trying to build a tribe. I'm trying to build a tribe of people through my Discord where we talk about things like this and we recognize where we are and how we got here, and most importantly, what we need to do to get out of this mess, because it's getting really messy. All right, I'll try to talk a little more upbeat tomorrow.